What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Crucify Gaming YouTube channel. I'm Crucify Mac, and today I have Doxx here with me, and we're going to rank some CDL pros. So, first up, we have a BZ. So, I don't think there's really any question about this, unless you want to disagree with me here, but I definitely think that a BZ should be up in the S tier.
I think he's the best player in the game.
Nah, it was Hydra. Hydra's
Nah,
the
he's
best
my
player in the game.
MVP though.
So, do you want to do this by like teams, because that's how they have it here? Or do you want to go and pick like the S tier players and then move down? I think we should go
Mm,
S tier and move down.
yeah, I do too.
So, just because he's the next one I see on the list, Celium has to be S tier. He's the hardest kill in the game. This has got to be the
I mean,
hardest kill in the game.
yeah, I agree.
And then here on this top row, I only see one more S tier player, and that's Octane for me. I mean, I don't know if you
I
see anyone else.
disagree.
I don't know if you like what you think Octane's A.
Yeah,
He was one of the best players in the game when they won Major 5. He was the reason they won.
I agree. I'm looking at it throughout the whole year though. He's more of an A for me, but we can leave him S tier if that's what you're feeling.
Alrighty. So now let's move on down to the second row. So
Hydra's got to
Hydra's
be
definitely
there,
S, and I think everyone else on his team is
and
A.
Scrappy. Scrappy's got to be S for me.
Scrappy's S, 100%. I agree. All right. Um, what about Pred?
Nah, I don't think he's S. Not this past year. He's a high A.
Okay. Um, so what about Dashy?
Super high A.
Alrighty. All right. So now let's move down to this bottom row. The only person that I see really as a contender down here to make that is Shotzi.
Super high A for me.
Okay. So speaking of super high A's, first one I'm gonna put up there is Simp,
Yeah, Simpson easy one to go up there.
and then
Then
from there, I think Draw should be there.
I think draws and Envoy.
Yep. Alrighty.
And then see for me, I have a thing here. No, well, I'll wait to the next tier. Actually, I'll wait to the next tier.
I
I'll
definitely
bump him down.
think everybody else on this New York roster deserves to be here. Maybe besides Priesta. Priesta maybe like super high B, low A.
Yeah,
He's in that like
I, th-
really weird like low A tier, high B tier player for me.
I think Perez and Seb both got to be up there.
I agree. And then so Dashy.
And I think CleanX also has to be there.
Alright, my brain slipped over for a second. Um, so Scump didn't really play the entire year, but
I can't throw him in the tier list because if you ask me, he's S tier.
for the time that he had in the league, he ended with a 1.1. So I think you just got to put him A tier. And
Yeah,
then personally, I don't see anybody else on this list that I mean, there's a debate for Slasher, and so I have a hot take for A tier, and it's Vickle, because like the way he ended the year, him and the floor, like they were really good. But I mean,
I'd say he's a good B.
yeah. So speaking of B, let's go ahead and move on to there. So first player I'm gonna put there is Slasher. I think Slasher was a pretty pivotal part of the Atlanta FaZe team, and he was definitely a big part of why they went on that huge search and destroy winning streak, because he was playing out of his mind in that game mode too. Next up, I'm gonna put Awakening.
Yeah,
I think just off of raw talent, like he passes the eye test. Like he's definitely a good player. Just maybe he'll be a little bit more fundamentally sound this year, playing alongside with accuracy. Um, and the next player I'm gonna put up there is Vickle. I feel like he was a little underrated this year.
and he as
And
well needs to go there.
yep. Next player I'm gonna put up there is Kenny. Just don't worry, like this isn't any type of order. We're just kind of putting people up there. Like we can maybe put it in order at the end with everyone's in the tier list, but Um,
I think Nasty's got to be a B.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Nasty, dude, Nasty was very overlooked this year. Like he's gonna be a solid player this year, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, I can't put a seam there as much as I want to. Temp can go there though.
Hey, Clayster can as well.
Yep. And ooh, Priesta definitely's got to be there.
You got to put Clayster up there. Clayster had a year.
I think Clay belongs in C.
I mean, you can't put Vickle up there and put Clay in C.
I think we can. I think Methods was like realistically a B tier player this year. Major 2, he was literally the best player in the game.
I
Um,
agree with that one.
I mean we can put Clay up here for sure. Um, now we're getting to like, I mean, I think we should, dude. I really think Vivid belongs here. I really
Yeah,
do.
I think Vivid's a sneaky one.
I think Ghosty belongs here as well.
Yeah,
Hook was like a B or C tier player this year for me.
I'd
Um,
put him B. I think he deserves a B.
so Capsule,
I think he's a C.
C.
It took him too long to pick up. He was a little late getting into it. Hicksy's a B. Hicksy did so much for the Ultra team.
I think Hicksy's a C.
Okay,
A C to D tier player. Like
I was gonna put him there
like
'cause I knew you liked him. I don't like him, but
he's a C tier player, man. Like at his highest, but like maybe not his highest potential, but definitely what he showed this year. But I mean, he also was playing like a more like utility sub. He does like he does what Envoy can do, but Envoy just does it better. Like that's my opinion of him.
yeah.
I guess we can put Vickle C. I don't think he belongs here though. I think he belongs in B. But speaking of C, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a seam there. Um, Nero, he's a low floor, high ceiling type of player. Definitely belongs here. Brack also belongs here. Joe Deceives definitely belongs in C. He was really good this year. I mean, he just didn't have a good team around him. I mean, Alec, Soul, like they didn't have really good years. Um, Attach,
Siege.
definitely here. Tej, yeah. I feel like Cammy definitely had a C year. So did Vance.
So did Afro.
I feel like most of these guys belong in the C tier. To be honest
Inside,
with you,
yeah.
Insight, yeah, definitely belongs in here. Lamar definitely. Capsule definitely belongs here. Beans, I think Beans Loki could be a B. I think Beans was Loki a B tier player. I forgot about him. Fame definitely C. Crimp C. I feel like we didn't see enough out of Snoopy to put him higher than C, but I think he definitely has the potential to be a high B tier player to maybe even high A tier or like mid to low A tier. I meant.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the rest of them are. I mean, Two Real was good while he was there, but he didn't have enough time. Prolu, I thought was pretty good at the beginning of the year, but they had to couple things up. Illy, and he just had a bad year. We don't need to talk about that one.
I think I'm gonna put Hicksy in C. To be honest, I feel like everybody else on this right here needs to be there. So I kind of rate Exceed maybe C. To be honest with you, and
Yeah,
then I think Havoc was a C player this year. He just had some things going
yeah,
on. Illy, I think, was also a C tier player. Two real, I just we obviously like we just didn't get to see enough, and it's the same thing with Dave Patty. I do think Dave Patty is better than the shots that he's actually gotten in the league. I feel like he deserves a spot somewhere maybe, but it's just hard with all the high end AR talent now. Major Maniac, same thing down here, and then Fellow, got to put him down here too. Um, so you want to rank it, or you just want to keep it like that?
Whatever you're feeling. I feel like besides S tier and A tier, I mean, they're all interchangeable almost.
Yeah. So now we're gonna just kind of rate maybe like now we're just gonna go ahead and rate the S and A tier, see really kind of what we got here. So undoubtedly the number one has to be Hydra.
I think Scrappy's higher than Octane.
All right, so Hydra's definitely number one. After that, that's where like the top three kind of gets really interesting. So I do agree. I do think Scrap is above Octane. I think this is the top five, and it's undoubtable. You really could put Cell here, or you could also put Cell at three. Kind of really depends on how you feel. I mean, BZ definitely had one of those stints. Like he was obviously the best in the game, and it was the same thing with Hydra. But at the end of the day, it just came down to how many events that they won. They ended up winning Major 1 and Major 5, and FaZe only won Major 2. So, and during the season, I did say whoever wins Major 5, like between a BZ and Hydra, that's going to be the MVP, and it was true. So I think I'm going to put a BZ at number 2, just because I have a little bit of sub favoritism here, but I definitely think that this is the top 5, and I think it's in this order right here.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna go ahead and rank the A tier. So
I think Kismet and then
yeah,
maybe Pred.
Kismet. I don't know. I think Kismet Simp, to be honest, and then Pred, and then we could go Dashy, Draws.
Shotzzy above Envoy.
Yeah, Shotzzy here. Skies.
I think the rest of it's kind of in order, except maybe. I mean, Kleenex played more, so he's gonna look better than Scump here.
Then I mean yeah, the S and A looks good to me. And honestly, I think this B tier is pretty solid too, just in that order.
Yeah.
I mean, and really, like everything under like these two tiers for me is just kind of interchangeable.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, that was mine and Doxx's tier list for the 2023 Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 season. If you guys have any disagreements, go ahead and feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Make sure to follow all of our socials, and we'll see you guys next time.